Let's talk about crystals. Crystals were introduced with the level 16 update. At the time, I didn't think they were great, but after a few months of having them in the game, I've realized they're just not a good addition to Clash Royale. I've got a few keywords here so I don't stray away too much from what I want to say, and I want to start with something that's very obvious, and that's that crystals are non-progressive. If you have a card maxed and you get more of that card, you get crystals, but those mean nothing. They literally do nothing. All they do is give you the ability to buy a few emotes. Now, back in the early days of like 2016 and 17, if you got more of a card that you already had maxed, you would get some gold, which wasn't great, but hey, you get gold. Gold can be pretty useful. And that's kind of a system that remained that way for a really long time, up until like 2023, where we got elite wildcards. Now, let me preface that elite wildcards were absolute dog shit. They were so bad, the grinding them was stupid. I made a whole video on how it didn't even make sense, but at least it gave you something. It gave you something that helped progress. If you got more cards for whatever, you basically got cards for something else, if that makes sense. If you got something like a bunch of knights that you already had maxed, you would at least get them converted into elite wildcards that you could spend on a different upgrade. So even though that was a terrible system, at least it helped you a little bit towards progression. And now that we have level 16, I guess it's easier to progress, but the crystals are just a dumb system. Now, like I said, crystals are a currency that help you unlock cosmetic items, which kind of sounds similar to a currency we already have in the game, and that is star points. With the introduction of crystals, star points seem even more useless. I mean, we already had very little to spend them on. At a certain point, they just stopped adding more star levels. Champions don't even have star levels, and it's just kind of a forgotten feature. So introducing a new currency that has a similar goal just seems stupid. I currently have 3 million star points, 3 whole M's, and I can't spend them on anything because I've upgraded all my star levels. So when these new crystals were announced, I thought some way my star points would at least get converted into that, and we would see a lot of cool rewards. But crystals have a very limited amount of purchasable items. All there is a few emotes that aren't that great in my opinion, and nothing else really. And I'm pretty sure in the TV Royale they said you could win in style, which I don't think emotes really are style. When you say style, I would think of skins, like a tower skin or something.
Marco, what's that?
Crystals?
Yep. Once you hit the latest level and start getting extra cards, those copies turn into crystals. They're used for cosmetics, basically the currency of pool.
The crystals make you look cool while you climb?
Exactly. Skill gets you there, style keeps you there. Alright, team dismissed. And before
Emotes aren't style. Am I nitpicking? Am I being a bitch right now? I swear, like this just seems silly to me. He even asked, does it look cool while you climb? Does an emote make you look cool? I mean, I guess if it's rare, but I don't know, I'm probably just bitching right now. I think star points should really have been replaced by crystals, or just they shouldn't have added crystals and made star points easier to spend. I can't even spend them. It's an unspendable currency. Now, something I will have to give them credit for is I believe that if you have less than 60 cards maxed, the chance to get a maxed card again is way lower, which means the chance to get crystals is also way lower. So while I'm editing this, I realized that I don't think this is true at all, at least not anymore. I just got a 5-star lucky drop with 20 lumberjacks and they all turned into crystals, but I don't have 60 cards maxed yet. I'm at like 49 or 50 like I said, and it's not like there are some cards that I have enough cards for, but I just haven't upgraded. I really just don't have 60 maxed cards. So I'm not sure what's going on with this. But that's not even the thing that bothers me the most. I think the most annoying thing that they've done is, okay, so if you had an evolution already, it was impossible to get that evolution again, whether it's a shard or a full evolution unlock. If you had 6 out of 6, which means you have the evolution, you could not get it again, which means if you got an evolution shard, it would go to an evolution you don't have yet. I don't know which update exactly, but that changed. You can now get the same evolution, and that's already annoying as is, because you want new evolutions, whatever. But at least if you get a duplicate evolution shard, those get converted into cards for said card. Which means if you have 6 knight shards and you already have the knight evolution, yeah, that's annoying, but at least you get 7,500 knights, which that's a pretty hefty amount. Now, I hope you can see where I'm going with this, because if you have your knight maxed already, and the evolution, that means you get 6 duplicate knight cards. I don't know why I'm holding up 1 when it's 6, but you get 6 duplicate knight cards for a card you already have maxed, so you get 7,500 knights, that you can't use, so you get 7,500 crystals. Basically, a full evolution now turns into 7,500 crystals. Like, what? Now, I wouldn't just be complaining over and over if I didn't have at least a few solutions. It's not that hard to think of solutions. I think they can just turn their brain on and they should be fine. But I have written down a few things. First of all, skins. And I'm talking troop, building, spell, skins like that. Now, I know people are scared because it can make it hard to see what troop is what, but if you have the same toggle that you have for emotes, which allows you to not see anyone's emotes or not see anyone's skins, I think that would already help a lot. And I know there's tons of players who would not mind if the enemy couldn't see it, if it's just for them. Something else that's really not controversial at all is tower skins. We already have a bunch of tower skins, so it won't be confusing, and if you're sitting on a lot of crystals, which I know a lot of people are, then that's a great way to just spend them, I guess. And if not tower skins because they're too hard to make, or like it's too valuable because you should only get them in the past or whatever, banners, bro. Oh my god, we have so many banners. I remember we used to have those banner boxes. I'm pretty sure no one ever got all of them. Just make those purchasable. I'm sure it'll be fine. You'll have like 3 people actually crying, but I think that's a great way to just spend your crystals. And for the 2 people playing merge tactics, give them skins in there. I know you guys do skins in merge tactics, so for the 2 people playing, just do that. Now, let me know if you agree or if you just think I'm bitching. Regardless of what you do, just let me know in the comments because it helps me with the algorithm.